Dzień dobry, witam Państwa bardzo serdecznie. Podcast numer 40. Witamy radiosłuchaczy, telewizów, witamy wszystkich, dla których Irlandia jest nieobojętna. Będziemy dzisiaj oglądać film o tym, jak zostać prawdziwym Irlandczykiem, co trzeba zrobić, żeby wszystkie papiery załatwić i w ogóle. Proszę oglądać, będzie bardzo, bardzo ciekawie. W ogóle super.
People regularly come to Ireland with nowhere to stay and no contacts. An address, even a temporary address, is one of the most important things to organise before you arrive.
Hostels are a popular choice for temporary accommodation and can be good places to meet people from your country or in similar situations to you. Make sure to book one online before you leave home. Once you arrive, you should start looking for something more permanent. There are a number of options. You can rent, buy or apply for local authority housing. You'll find information on buying houses in newspapers, estate agents and on the internet. But with property prices soaring, the rental sector is gaining ground. Rental accommodation is advertised in most newspapers and on the internet. Most of it comes furnished, and a security deposit of 1 month's rent is usually required by the landlord. This will be returned when you leave. The cost of rented accommodation varies enormously. Rents are highest in cities, particularly Dublin, where demand is highest. For around €55, estate agents will help you find a place to rent. Depending on your age and marital status, you can claim a certain amount of tax relief on rent. If you are claiming social welfare, you may qualify for rent assistance. For advice on renting, contact Threshold.
Before you arrive in Ireland, it's important to get the European Health Insurance Card. This allows you access to the Irish healthcare system. To obtain your card before you leave, contact your appropriate health institution.
Ireland has both public and private healthcare. Like every Irish citizen, you're entitled to public healthcare. There's a wide range of services available, and the cost is determined by your level of income. All Irish residents are entitled to day and night care in a public hospital at a daily cost of €60. The price of a visit to a local doctor, usually around €40, and any medication will be paid by you. Most general hospitals and some specialist hospitals have accident and emergency departments, which you can attend without being referred by a general practitioner. More information about healthcare is available on the web. A&E is not suitable for minor illnesses, and you should register with a GP as soon as you have a permanent address. If you want to avoid long waiting lists for treatment at public hospitals, there are 3 providers currently offering private healthcare in Ireland: VHI, Vivas and Bupa Ireland. All offer a wide range of similar services depending on the level of cover you buy. The standard rate of income tax on private health insurance is deducted at source.
As an EU EEA citizen, you're entitled to move your financial assets from your home country to Ireland. Whether you do this or not, opening a bank account should be a top priority, as many employers pay wages straight into your bank account.
You can open an account with a bank, building society, post office or credit union. But first you'll need to provide photo ID, like a passport or current driving licence, and proof of your permanent address with a recent household bill. Ireland has 2 official languages, English and Irish, or Gaeilge. The first language of business and everyday life, however, is English, and it's essential to have a basic knowledge of it when coming here. Without it, you could find yourself isolated and struggling to find a job and a place to live. If your English is poor or non-existent, there are plenty of ways to improve it. In Dublin, the Vocational Education Association runs a series of language courses. You can also complete an English language course specific to construction through a programme set up by CIF and the Irish Congress of Trade Unions. Contact Steve Taggart by email for details. There are also private language schools, details of which can be found in the Golden Pages. Alternatively, your local library may offer linguaphone courses or language exchange groups if there's a demand. This can often be a good way to meet people in similar situations to yourself. You'll find a list of local libraries and contact details on the web. Under 2 legally binding registered employment agreements, construction and electrical industry workers are entitled to certain minimum rates of pay, working conditions and pension entitlements depending on their skills. The current hourly minimum wage for a craftsperson is €16.85. For other construction operatives and apprentices, a sliding scale applies. You'll find further information on the Irish Labour Court website.
If you want to work in Ireland, you need a PPS, or Personal Public Services Number. It's a unique reference number without which you're denied access to everything, from social welfare and the tax system to healthcare and education. Without a PPS number, you cannot obtain the driving licence needed by all operators of construction vehicles and plant. Naturally, getting a PPS number should be one of the first things you do when you arrive. You must apply for a PPS number in person at your nearest social welfare office. The application form is called a Reg 1 and it's available in your language. To apply, you'll need documents to prove three things: your identity, your EU EEA citizenship, and your Irish address. When your PPS number is allocated, it will be posted to the Irish address given on the application. A confirmation letter will arrive inside 5 working days, and you can use that as proof of your number.
Once you accept a job offer, do 2 things. First, give your employer your PPS number. Second, complete Form 12A and give it to the tax office. You'll receive a certificate of tax credits and standard rate cut-off point, and your tax will be correct from day 1. The tax you pay depends on your gross wages and your tax credits. If your pay on any payday is less than your tax credits, you pay no tax. If your pay exceeds your tax credits, you pay tax on the difference. The 2 main deductions are income tax and PRSI. Income tax is payable at a base rate of 20% and a top rate of 42%. PRSI, or pay-related social insurance, is a 2 to 3% contribution deducted from the salary of all employees. It is the employer's responsibility to ensure that the correct PRSI is paid on your behalf. The Irish tax year ends on 31st of December. Within 46 days, you should receive a P60 form from your employer. This sets out your gross yearly pay along with all tax and PRSI deductions. It is an important document and should be kept safely, as it may be needed to claim social welfare benefits or tax refunds. If you're in any doubt about your contributions, you can check whether or not your PRSI and pension payments are up to date at the Mon Agency website.